WICS News Channel 20. The news starts now.
Barricades go up in Roby. Traffic control near the scene of that standoff.
And a former ADM executive says he's guilty of taking millions from the company. Good evening. The third week of that standoff near Roby is coming to an end.
And still tonight, 51-year-old Shirley Allen remains holed up inside her rural home. But there has been a lot of activity down the road. Jennifer Lindsay joins us now live with the very latest on that. Jennifer.
Well, Susan, state police say once again they began seeing Shirley Allen moving about her house about 7 o'clock this morning. But once again, she made no attempt to come outside and no attempt to contact anyone. But here at what state police term the outer perimeter, there are a lot of changes taking place. Shirley Allen probably couldn't hear the noise a quarter-mile away, but her 19-day stalemate with law enforcement means movement along this stretch of county road.
There are a lot of changes going on out there now on the road to Roby.
Changes like no parking signs to keep people from pulling off the road to see what's going on, and bigger barricades at state police checkpoints to deter those who say they want to talk to Shirley Allen. In fact, a lot of these changes come as state police gear up for next week. That's when several hundred people are reportedly planning to gather here and express their opinions on how this standoff is being handled. A state police spokesman says as long as they're peaceful, there should be no problem.
If people want to show up out there and peaceably show their support for Shirley Allen, nobody has a complaint about that. It's just that there's a police operation going on there, and they need to understand that there's certain areas that have to be restricted for this operation. But as far as them showing up to protest or to show their support, certainly nobody has any problem with that.
Now, state police tell me they have been talking with area landowners about perhaps coming up with a place for protesters to park where they won't be at risk of being hit by passing cars. But state police still maintain anyone trying to get past police checkpoints faces arrest. Susan?
Well, Jennifer, while all of that is going on, has state police finally seen any signs that pulling back might be having an effect on Shirley Allen?
Well, actually, Susan, there have been some small signs. As we reported earlier, Shirley Allen did wave at tactical teams as they announced they were pulling back from her house. And I'm also told more recently she was seen shining a flashlight in the direction of her garage in the early hours of the morning before sunup. And I'm told the garage is where she keeps a lot of her late husband's possessions that mean a lot to her. State police hope the sign that she's taking some interest might mean she comes outside to investigate and they'll be able to apprehend her.
All right, Jennifer, thank you very much. Jennifer Lindsay, live near Roby tonight. A train derailment in Macoupin County has investigators looking for some answers tonight. It happened near Atwater this morning. Some 30 cars of this Burlington Northern coal train left the tracks. Officials are still looking for the cause tonight, but it may have been related to a damaged rail. One of the crew members we spoke with told us that the train hit a rough spot and the cars left the tracks. There were no injuries. A former executive with Archer Daniels Midland has pleaded guilty tonight to swindling the company out of $9 million. Mark Whitaker, seen here after a court appearance last January, entered the plea in a federal court in Urbana this afternoon. Whitaker was the whistleblower who helped the federal government expose a price-fixing scheme at ADM. Today, he pleaded guilty to 37 counts, including wire fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering. Sentencing for Whitaker is scheduled for January 13th.
William Athey is facing a long prison sentence. The Morrisonville man has been sentenced to 81 years behind bars for sexually molesting 2 boys. A Christian County jury convicted him last month of abusing the 2 brothers over a period of 12 years. Circuit Judge Ron Spears added 26 years to the sentence recommended by the Christian County State's Attorney. Maurice Horton is a free man once again. Horton had been in jail on a disorderly conduct charge. He appeared in federal court today for a parole revocation hearing. He was sentenced to time served and set free. You may recall Horton was sentenced to prison for phoning in a bomb threat to the federal courthouse in Springfield just 1 day after the Oklahoma City bombing case.
The search for a low-level nuclear waste storage site has led to Central Illinois. A new study identifies several potential sites, including several here in the Springfield area. But researchers tonight stress that these are preliminary findings.
So right now, without doing pretty in-depth site-specific studies, we really can't say for sure whether 10 years from now, some of these locations may actually host a potential site.
The waste disposal site is supposed to be operating by the year 2012.
And there is a new twist in the controversy over a third airport near Chicago. The Clinton administration has moved to block federal funding for that project, and the FAA has taken the proposal off its national airport planning list. The state of Illinois has been trying to land about $100 million in federal funding to help build the facility. The latest maneuvers effectively puts a stop to the entire project. More talk, but no action in that North Green School District strike. Teachers have been walking the picket lines for a month now. 1,200 students are being kept out of the class, and teachers met with board members for 4 hours last night. No agreement. Union members want a contract clause preventing them from being fired without a hearing. The board wants the final word in the disciplinary cases as well.
Springfield School District 186 is getting a little help from the city tonight. City Water, Light and Power donated 28 used computers to the district. The IBM 386 models could no longer be used by the utility, but school officials say they can upgrade the old models and use them in their network. Teacher Dave Zabos told students to ask their parents to donate any old computers that they had.
So we're taking material that could not really be utilized and rejuvenating it for a few more years. And this will not really take place entirely till Dr. Ted Mims and his students work with us. So what we have is community involvement here on a very large scale.
And these donated computers will be used in the new science wing at Springfield High for skills enhancement in the science curriculum.
And still ahead tonight, the Springfield Capitals try to secure the setting for their diamond.
We will take Capital City Baseball.
We're doing that like this city hasn't seen, I don't think, in quite some time with respect to baseball.
We'll take Capital City Baseball into the next century when the news continues.